to this item that came out from Jeff Howe of The Athletic yesterday, that the Patriots talked to the Falcons about a trade up to number 4, so the Patriots presumably, now that part of it is supposition. The first part's reporting news. Talk to the Falcons about trading up to number 4. And listen, I hate to do this, but we need the audience to understand what happens. Everybody talks to everybody else about every possible scenario. You have those conversations. Doesn't mean you're going to do it, but you don't know that it's not a possibility until you know what they'd want. And then you factor that in. All right, we could go to 4. Here's what it would cost us. We could go to 6. Here's what it would cost us. We could go to 8. Here's what it would cost us. It's part of your due diligence. So just the fact that they had conversations isn't significant in and of itself. It would be significant if they had no conversations at all.
Right.
But the other side of it is this Justin Fields to the Patriots idea. NFL media was pushing that over the weekend, the Patriots possibly trading up to some level, to some number, to some spot to get Fields. And I know that you don't buy it, but it's just it's a microcosm of this wildly diverging opinion on Justin Fields.
Right. Well, I think the first thing is like I don't really see anybody reporting it. It's just like thinking.
I think Tom Pelissero did.
He's reported it.
Did.
Okay, that's the only. Everybody's thinking likely they're trading up for Justin Fields. It's all about like a wish. We're wishing it because we think he should go there. So New England should be interested in him too, and they're not. They're not going to take Justin Fields at 4. If they are, I'll get on here for a segment and do it with no shirt on tomorrow. All right? I'm just saying right now, I will wear my no shirt or my white, tank top underneath here tomorrow for a segment. All right?
I don't know what's more white. Your skin.
It's going to be close.
Top.
It's going to be close. It's going to blind the audience.
Will we even be able to tell that you're wearing the tank top?
Probably not. It might look just like a suntan thing, right? Like I got burned or something. It might be.
It's going to look like a reverse farmer tan. That's what
exactly.
It's going to look like. Let's make sure we outline the parameters, though. What you're saying is, if the Patriots trade up to get Justin Fields,
right? Yes.
What if he falls to them and they take him?
I want to go. I'll do that bet too. Right. Justin Fields is not going to the New England Patriots. There's not a team in football that I know better, and I'm not saying that I have inside information here. I just don't believe that for 1 second that he's their type of quarterback. So that's where I push against that a little bit. And here, Mike, here's the other thing, too. So
I got to give Pete credit, though, before you pivot.
Yeah.
He says, no shirt, no spleen, no service.
Okay, I like that. We can put that on the bottom of the screen tomorrow when I do that. But here's the other thing that I think gets lost in translation. Like you brought it up. There's conversations with all these teams leading up to the draft. They all talk to each other. First off, when was that call made? That's the first thing I'd like to know. I mean, was that call made way back when, before the 49ers traded for Mac Jones? Most people think in league circles that the Patriots were calling teams in the top 5 to make a trade up because they were hot on Mac Jones. The common thought is that the 49ers were scared of them and the Carolina Panthers about them taking a Mac Jones or one of these quarterbacks, and that's why Shanahan and the 49ers moved up. So that's the first thing I would just say. When was the call made? That matters, right? But the rest of it seems to me like propaganda from either the Falcons going like, hey, if the Patriots like a Justin Fields, hey, the rest of you teams should too, right? Trade up here to number 4. We'd like to trade down. It's either that or something from Justin Fields' camp, but I don't buy it, and I haven't seen any, like I said, solid reporting, even though you said Pelissero said something about it. I didn't see that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You never know who's trying to put the Jedi mind trick on someone else. I mean, if your guy Kyle Shanahan, for those of you new to the show, the head coach of the 49ers, Chris and Kyle are old friends back to their days at Texas. But if Kyle Shanahan truly believes, if he hears something from someone he trusts, that Bill Belichick is sufficiently interested in Justin Fields that he's considering opportunities to trade up, does that make Kyle go back to the cave last night and rewatched Justin Fields' film just to make sure he's not missing something that the greatest coach in the history of organized sports has spotted in Justin Fields?
I don't think so. I don't think it'll do that to a guy like Kyle Shanahan, who's going to be like confident in his ability and his offense ability and his evaluation of quarterbacks and things like that, to where he's just going to be like, oh, okay, all right, Bill likes him. I mean, Bill likes him more than I do. So I don't think so, but I do think there's people in the league that could like affect. I'm not sure if it would affect them the night before or 2 nights before the draft, but if they had got wind of that as this was going on, yeah, I think it would make people go, well, let me look again here just to make sure. Am I really hearing this right? Or, does Bill see something I don't? Whenever New England's involved in any of these conversations, everybody gets tight because they're like, oh gosh, they know something we don't, just like usual. What do they know? And that's what scares everybody. But I don't buy that. I don't see that as being really a fit with what the Patriots would like. And really, I am interested to know if the trade rumor is real, like as of right now. Like, are they looking to trade up to move to number 4? Because this is the other thing I would say too, Mike, with the Patriots. We haven't heard a rumor from the draft about them in 20 years. And all of a sudden, one of the biggest drafts ever, we're like, oh, they're announcing to everybody, we're going to number 4 for Justin Fields. Like, I just have a hard time buying all of that. If they really like Justin Fields, we wouldn't know at all. We'd have no clue. Just like free agency, we had no clue they were going to do that. New England keeps everything too close to the vest. Nobody knows anything up there except for Bill, Mr. Kraft, and like one other guy. So nothing gets out. So I have a hard time thinking that's a real rumor. And what I am
Here's the exact language. Hang on, because I got 2 things to say.
Cool.
One. Here's the exact language of the tweet from Tom Pelissero from Monday. Several teams have been making calls about getting into the top 10 of next week's NFL draft. Here's an aside. Yes, that happens. Duh. Okay?
Yeah.
Including the Patriots, who could have their eyes on Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields if he began
they
could.
Because I like him. Yeah.
Or someone is pushing it. It's part of the horse trading that goes on, folks. There's a lot of horse trading that goes on. Help me out with my guy, and I'll make sure I give you the heads up on something. That happens all the time. I don't like it, but that makes the world go round in this business. That's how you get your 5-minute heads up so you can report something before it's announced.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.